Yeah, so we're at WORCS round 7 this weekend at Mesquite, Nevada. Yesterday we were at practice. We did practice yesterday. Everything went totally good. The track is super fun, technical. We always like coming here just because how technical it is and tough.
We're out here in Mesquite, Nevada for round 7 of the WORCS series. We just wrapped up practice yesterday. Car felt really good. I felt really good. I've always really liked racing here at Mesquite.
Came back yesterday from practice, got the cars all washed up. We're getting them all prepped and stuff ready for the race tomorrow. We're just going over the car, making sure, doing nut and bolt check, making sure everything's all good. Yeah, so here at Mesquite, it's really a cool place. It's one of the best facilities that we come to. There's so many different types of terrain here. When we leave the starting line, it's super hard pack and rutty, like hard pack ruts. But as soon as we get up over the hill and get out into the desert, it's the most deepest, finest sand that we race on at this whole, like at all the WORCS races. So it's really tricky on shock setup. So we do run a different shock package when we come here because of how deep the ruts get and how whooped out it gets. But we've ran this same shock package here for the last 3 years, so we have a pretty good handle on what we're going to use for here. So yeah, we're super excited about tomorrow, and hopefully we can get these cars on the top of the box.
In the past, I feel like I've not had a lot of raw speed here at Mesquite with the way that the dirt is and the sand. It kind of hasn't really meshed with my driving style a little bit, but I feel like today I made some good steps in the right direction towards getting some of that speed. And tomorrow for the race, I'm planning to just put myself in a good position, just make good decisions, and do everything we can to put these cars 1-2 on the box tomorrow. It should be fun.
I got the whole shot. Braden came off the line in second right behind me and just tucked in right behind me, and we both just pretty much at that point just checked out.
Just kind of managed that first couple laps a little bit. My spotter was telling me the whole time where those guys were on the second row. I knew where they were, and I was just kind of pacing myself off of them and kind of pacing myself off of where my dad was pretty much the whole race.
Braden kind of was tucked in, like holding in right there behind me. He could only do the best he could with the dust and stuff, so when we came off where I could finally do a 180 and see that where he was at, he was probably about 5 to 6 seconds behind me. We just kind of kept keeping that pace the entire time, and we just slowly pulled away from the rest of the group.
Just kind of managing the car. I knew I wasn't being too hard on it. We were just kind of flowing pretty good, and we were pretty much going to do that until the finish line, until I saw towards the beginning of the first lap that I was really catching my dad. I didn't really know why. I assumed that maybe there was an issue.
On the last lap, it's like I'm just looking at the sun. It was like so bright. I'm like, I'm going to flip my visor up, and then I went right, left, scooped a bunch of sand, and it just went all in my eyes.
But I knew one thing was for sure, is I was going to go for it as hard as I could to try to get to his back bumper and maybe even pass him for the win on the last lap.
It wasn't even long after that, we're out there in the deep stuff, and all of a sudden, I'm all, dude, I could hear his car. He's that close. Like, he reeled in 10 seconds that quick.
Get to the off-road section where it's super deep train track ruts. I know I'm not going to be able to pass him, so I decided to kind of just bump into him, just to kind of let him know I was there. I knew he probably wasn't going to move over for me.
And I like kind of blew up high on a turn. I'm all, Rah! We've got 2 minutes left. I'm not moving over right now.
knew once we could get out of that deep sand, I was going to try to make a move on him when it got a little bit wider. But unfortunately, I ended up having a little bit of a radiator fan issue on the last lap that made the car go into limp mode.
Yeah, we had a pretty good battle at the end, Braden and I. On the last lap, I broke a rear sway bar bolt, and it allowed Braden to catch up to the back. Gave me a couple love taps in the back, but I wasn't going to let him by. So I was able to keep him behind me the rest of the way, all the way to the finish line, and he finished about 4 seconds behind me, and we finished 16, 20 seconds ahead of the rest of the group. So all in all, it was a good day. We took all the money for the weekend, and we're super pumped on it. I extended my points lead. Braden made a pretty good points gap on, or made some points up on second place, so he's looking good for possibly finishing second in the championship. And like I said, I got a bigger points lead going into the last round with a 25, maybe 26 point lead right now.
A little bit of a bummer, because I feel like I almost could have won today, but I'm just going to count my blessings and be super thankful that that didn't happen earlier in the race, because it would have been a lot worse. And I know my dad had issues too, so I feel like cancels out. I think today we had a good race, and my dad won straight up today. I got second straight up, and it was a good race. I'm glad we could just put these cars 1-2 on the box.
Yeah, we're looking forward to Lake Havasu in about 3 weeks and wrap up this series and see if we can't go there. We both love Lake Havasu. It's always a good time. And yeah, we're super pumped on the weekend and can't wait for the next one.